Okay, so put this on a list of surprises that I didn't really expect. Like, actually really good surprises in the MMO space because we have some freaking awesome news that came out of really nowhere. We're getting a new MMO this year, and it's coming from a source that I guess might as well be MMO royalty. Brighter Shores will be launching in Q3 of 2024 as a free-to-play MMO. Though, wait, hold on, before you think free-to-play MMO, wait until the end of this video because it sounds a little bit different than you might expect. But it'll be launching as a free-to-play MMO full of magic and mysteries with a heavy focus on crafting. It'll boast 3 classes, the Cryo Knight, the Hammer Mage, and the Guardian, and a wealth of professions from fisher to chef to alchemist, stonemason, and many more. It'll include some unique character designs like this guy, who honestly looks a bit like Purple Indigestion, and wet gnomes. Yes, wet gnomes. With a charming grid-based design, it looks to be a fully fledged life sim type MMO with its bountiful professions that brings back memories of games like Ultima Online and, yes, of course, RuneScape. It feels classic while also looking a bit updated, and that's kind of exactly the kind of game I'm looking for. The connection to RuneScape isn't coincidental, as this game is coming from Andrew Gower. For those unfamiliar, like me, with Andrew Gower and his brother Paul were instrumental in bringing RuneScape to life way back in 2001 on Java, playing it in a browser back when I was really deep in EverQuest. You know, what's interesting about that is I actually did play a browser-based MMO back then, back in around 2002. It just wasn't RuneScape. The browser-based MMO that I played was Adventure Quest, a real tongue-in-cheek MMO that really kind of took to task a lot of the things that you're used to in MMOs and kind of made a little bit of fun of them. And the other interesting part of that is, well, both RuneScape and Adventure Quest, they eventually went on to have their own games, their own launchers, their own 3D versions of their games. And thankfully, Brighter Shores will also be its own game, no longer bound by the browser, and you can currently wishlist the game on Steam. It'll be a constantly expanding MMO with episodic content, and while it is being billed as free-to-play with the Premium Pass, it sounds a lot more like a game that'll have an endless trial, followed by more content tied to a Premium Pass. As they say on the Steam page, there are hours and hours of content you can play for free. However, if you want more stories, professions, and places to explore, you can buy a Premium Pass. A Premium Pass gives you many benefits, including access to all released episodes. The highlights of the Premium Pass seem to be things you'd normally expect to be gated behind a regular game and a trial, like free players can't trade with other players, something often used to curtail gold sales. But it also includes content that isn't available for free to players. If nothing else, it's an interesting payment model that we'll just have to see how much of the Premium Pass costs, and if it's a monthly fee or a couple month fee like a subscription, and how it will work out if you end it. For example, if you end your Premium Pass, do you lose access to all the content you had? Kind of like with some games, you lose content to previously purchased DLC or stuff like that if you don't continue paying access to it. I kind of expect that to happen, but we'll just have to wait and see what actually does happen. And hopefully we'll get some more updates here in the next couple months before launch. And yeah, it's going to be important how expensive it is too. No matter what though, it sounds like a really interesting game. One that's going to be a bit more cozy. I have a lot more things to do. Just really one that I think will be fun to explore and experience in a world of MMOs that are kind of all becoming a little bit one note. This one seems to be trying to stand out a little bit. And it's really nice that we're getting the announcement and then the launch in the same freaking year. Within actually just a couple freaking months, which, you know, with this year, with how things have been going for games like Throne and Liberty and others that have kind of been struggling and we haven't heard much about them, it might be a really great thing to hear. But while we await this game, I invite you to take a step back with me. Step back into the time of the Falador Massacre on RuneScape. Something I covered in this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Redbeard Flynn, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to potentially playing this game with you in the very near future.